Not a great time to be a Mongol.
It has not been the happiest couple of weeks for the Black and White tribe. They've just lost a couple of their heaviest hitters to the West Australian Department of Corrective Services, courtesy of two distinct police operations that will go down as some of the best covert surveillance gigs in recent memory.
The baker is behind bars.
It was a slam dunk for the detectives who were on the trail of David Pye, the bloke accused of orchestrating the Motorplex assassination of one-time Rebels kingpin Nick Martin, was facing 4 charges relating to the hit on Martin, an ex-girlfriend, and Comanchero in exile Ray Chili. And a judge has found him guilty of the lot.
Clean sweep for the cops.
Nobody saw that coming. It seems BLJ, as the killer has been codenamed because of a suppression order protecting his identity, is officially one of the rarest animals in the underworld. An honest crook. BLJ presented as a witness who gave his testimony in a direct manner without appearing to be evasive in any way, Justice Joe McGrath said in his 169-page verdict.
Plus there was all that surveillance footage.
Cops made one hell of a home movie. BLJ couldn't scratch his nuts without the cops seeing it. There were pictures of him at Pye's house. There was video of him at Pye's house. There was video of him at the lake in Perth South where he buried the money Pye gave him. Pictures of the PVC pipe he buried the money in, and pictures of a Logan Roy spec amount of cash.
Oh, f*** off.
Pye was one big dog Mongol to go down because of some pretty sweet covert surveillance. The other was Marius Sabau. Now, Marius knew he'd come under some police scrutiny when news emerged a while back he'd become the head of the Mongols WA chapter, but he probably didn't realise just how far into his shit the cops were going to get. In 2020, the then 42-year-old was very suddenly arrested alongside young gang member Dre Frazier Collard Williams and 36-year-old club associate Kathy Patricia McFarland.
What had they been up to?
Police said at the time the trio had obtained a lot of drugs. And I mean a lot of drugs.
I said, God damn!
When the cops raided their Balga stash house, they found 3 kilograms of cocaine and a full 1 kilogram of meth. The type of drugs wasn't surprising, it was the way they moved the dope that intrigued detectives. The 5-0 had seen Kathy driving around the suburbs of Perth in an inconspicuous Toyota RAV4. They knew she was hanging around the Mongols and suspected she was up to no good, so in May 2020 they put a bug in the car which confirmed she was involved in some very deep criminal shit. A tracking device on the Toyota found she was visiting a specific number of properties.
Belonging to other club members?
No. These houses were owned by regular punters who had advertised them on Airbnb.
Get an Airbnb and get more space.
For your drugs. They used properties in Alexander Heights and Lansdale, but it was a house on Rochester Circle in Balga that saw them come unstuck. Kathy rented that Balga home, which was owned by an unsuspecting Perth grandfather, if you can believe it, on June 28, 2020. Police surveillance logs show she visited it the next day on June 29 and again on June 30 when she and old mate Dre hid a heap of drugs in the roof space.
And police were watching the whole time?
Yep. By this stage the house was riddled with more microphones and cameras than a JB hi-fi store, so they knew exactly where the drugs were when they went in later that night and retrieved them. Yoink. And the cops were able to sit back and watch in Technicolor and Dolby surround sound what happened when Dre and Kathy came back the next day to find their $2 million stash had disappeared.
And what did they say when they realised it was gone?
Hang on, I've got this written down from the judgment here somewhere. They said, F***. When the police inspected Kathy's seemingly inconspicuous RAV4, they found it had been retrofitted with a secret compartment that was hydraulically activated. And subsequent raids on the other properties yielded more drugs and hundreds of thousands of dollars. In November 2022, Dre was sentenced to 12 years. In September 2023, Kathy went inside for 13 years. But it took until this month for Sabau's verdict to be returned. He was found guilty of 3 charges, the most serious of which was possessing a trafficable amount of methamphetamine with intent to sell or supply.
Could be a long sentence.
I imagine so. He's already on Judge Linda Black's radar. She handed him a 3-month jail term for contempt of court after he refused to be sworn in or answer questions on the stand. Clearly a man who takes the bikie code of silence seriously.
Zip it.
I'm Ben Harvey.